I'm sure that we all saw the trailer for The Secret Life of Pets and we all wanted to see it. I know I did. So as you would know, the idea behind the movie is that it's the secret life of the pets, of your pets, of everybody's pets. It's about what they do when we're not with them, what they do when we go out. Some, like our protagonist, just wait at the door waiting for the owner to come back. Others go out. And it is kind of an interesting but also kind of silly look of what maybe the animals are doing. Well, I just saw it today, and to be honest, it was pretty disappointing. I'm Jack Fitzpatrick, and this is my review on The Secret Life of Pets. The first word that comes to mind is disappointing. Something that I predicted the movie would do. It tries to cram too much in, and it tries to be really fun. They go on a big adventure, and it just becomes kind of a cliche. We've seen movies where cute animals or whatever go on a big adventure. We've seen that before. The draw for this movie, to me anyway, was the gimmick of what happens when you leave your pets at home. And the movie was easily at its funniest when it was doing this. When it was explaining the logic behind animals and pets, and it was explaining what they did when we're not seeing them. The whole thing was a very interesting premise, but it felt like it was a bit wasted. Let me say though that the movie is not terrible. I did like it. It was fun. It was just a bit of a letdown, that's all. One thing that it definitely had going for it was the animation. It was beautiful animation set like right between very realistic and very stylized and cartoony. You know, they'll have beautiful, realistic looking fur and whatever, but then they'll have the big cartoony eyes. We have seen this kind of thing before, but it works. The movie is pretty predictable, but honestly I don't mind that aspect of it so much because it is a children's movie or a family movie, and something like that can be forgiven. It doesn't have to be a complex story to be good. The whole thing is a little too childish, and in terms of humour, it seemed to take the lazy way out. It could be funny when it tried, but it didn't seem to try too hard a lot of the time. Now, I kind of feel like an asshole for criticising the movie for being childish. However, in comparison to other movies like the recent Finding Dory and other Pixar movies, I feel like I have kind of the right to criticise it in this way. The movie's good enough for some light entertainment, but if you're looking for something more mature, something a bit more intelligent, and something a lot more emotional, I'd say go watch something more like Zootopia. One kind of very specific thing that I want to praise about this movie is that the nuanced little behaviours and movements of some of the animals are very accurate. The cats move exactly how cats would move. I have 2 cats, so I would know this. And it got some laughs out of me when the cats kind of acted like cats. Another problem that I had with the movie is they did go on like a big adventure around the city, but they didn't seem like that much was actually happening. The movie was also kind of emotionally empty. The movie did have brief moments of charm. There were some moments between like the owners and the pets, and there were some moments between even the main characters that were surprisingly touching for, as I said, kind of an emotionally empty film. I think that I can't help but compare it to Pixar and their kind of movies like Up and Inside Out and even the most recent Finding Dory. Sadly, Illumination really has nothing on Pixar. In the end, the movie turned out to be an okay movie based on a really great premise and gimmick. The movie wasn't offensive or overly terrible, it was just not that great. It's a simple story, the movie's cute, and it is funny when it tries to be. I have no doubt that children will love it, and it is good enough for adults to like too. It's not terrible. I was just very much looking forward to this because I love animals, but it was just a bit of a disappointment. I was personally a bit disappointed by the cliche adventure rather than sticking to the gimmick that we saw in the trailers. If you did see the trailers, you saw the best parts. And unfortunately, some of the segments that you see in these trailers are not extended in the movie. They are not in any more context than they are in the trailers. I was very disappointed by this as well. I wasn't quite sure what to rate this movie. I was thinking like a 6.5 or a 7. A 7 seems too generous. A 6.5 doesn't seem like enough. So you know what? Let's just call it a 6.7 out of 10. I guess I'm doing 0.7 and 8 and whatever now. So let me know what you think of the movie. Let me know what you think of this review. And subscribe to me. But you don't have to, and you probably shouldn't because I'm still not very good. Riley, you're a pet?